Now, some of my favourite flowers in the garden is daffodils and jonquils and some of the bulbs. But when they start out, they're ugly little critters. Let's have a look at these ones here. So don't be alarmed when you buy them and they're all dry and shriveled up, because when they sprout up later on, during winter and spring, they put on a beautiful display like we've got in the background here. Now, what I want to show you today is how to plant these and the various tools you can use and the easiest options. So let's get stuck into it. Now, bulbs are one of the easiest things to grow, and they grow throughout most of Australia. Now, you'll have to check in your climate zone as to which ones are suitable for you, but I'm down in Sydney, and we love growing things like bluebells and daffodils and jonquils and freesias and things. Now, if you're growing one of the smaller bulbs, you only need to plant them a little bit below the surface. Things like a daffodil, you want to get them lower down. And if you're in a warm zone, you want to get them even deeper to protect them from the heat during summer. So, you can start off by using something like a hand trowel and digging the hole, and I've got nice soft soil in this particular part of the garden, so it's not too hard for me to do, and I can dig a hole and put the bulb in just like that. And then you might have seen one of these little gadgets. This is a manual bulb planter, which is fairly common in nurseries. This is a good quality one, which is made nice and strong. A lot of them are a bit cheap and they bend out of shape, but when you're using this, you've got to twist it around like this to make the hole, lift it out, squeeze it, and it pops the soil out of there. So look, it's a clever idea, but it's pretty hard to do if you've got quite a few bulbs to go in. So let's look at the next options. Now, I've got two units here that give you a bit more leverage when you're digging for bulb planting, and they're pretty clever. Now, this one here is the Hamilton tree planter. It's a really good solid commercial style unit made of stainless steel, and they use it a lot for tube planting, not so much for bulbs, but more for tubes. And if you've got soft soil, you can dig down and push down into it and dig a hole. There you go, it's done it. And we'll pop the soil out of there, and we've got a hole that's about the right size for a daffodil bulb to go in there as well. Now look, it's a great unit, but this is pretty soft soil and that still required a bit of effort. Now we're going to look at a unit. This one's made by Cyclone. It's a little bit more lightweight, but still a clever design. It's for bulbs as well. And so you put it on the surface and you can put your foot on it there and press down. You can rotate on it, and this one's actually easier to use than the Hamilton, all right? So it's a clever idea. You pull it out, you press the button, and out pops the soil there. So that's very clever as well. So if you've got a bit to do, that's a clever design. But what I want to show you next is going to blow all these out of the water. It makes it so much easier and faster for planting lots of bulbs if you want to naturalise them through your garden. So what I've got now is a little tool called a power planter, and we'll just take one out of the box here. This is one of the smallest units you can get, and it's perfect for planting bulbs. Now we're just going to put it into the drill, and this will attach to any cordless drill. I'm using a DeWalt one today, which is, well, you know, I love the DeWalts, but you can use any other brands as well. And we put it in nice and tight there. We make sure the drill's on number 1, which is the slowest speed, and then we can also use a screwdriver motor in your drill so that it protects your wrist from any twisting. I also recommend if you've got a handle on your drill, that makes it a lot easier and safer as well. So let's have a look how easy this is. Now you can see it just went into that soil just like a hot knife in butter. It was amazing. Now the soil here is pretty soft, and I know some of you are going, that's great, you've got soft soil. And if you watch some of our other videos, you'll see me demonstrating the power planter in some horrible conditions of solid clay and bits of rock and everything else, and it works great in this. But let's concentrate on the bulb planting today, and I'll just show you how simple this is. So I've drilled 5 holes in the space of, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds with absolutely no effort. And I've got my bulbs here, these little dried up shriveled things which are going to look beautiful. And we've got some bluebell bulbs here today, which I love bluebells, naturalised across the grass. And we just pop those into the hole like that. 1 per hole. and then we just backfill and put the soil back in there again. And if you've got some bulb fertilizer, you might want to put some of that in there as well. Now my soil's a bit wet here today, so it's a bit easier when it's dry because you can just pile it back in again. But how simple was that? No effort, and you can do hundreds of bulbs and put them across your lawn and do a fantastic display. So get onto the power planter. That's the 207 model I use today. It's the smallest one in the range, and they go all the way out to long ones you can use when you're standing up for doing all your landscaping in a whole garden bed. Fantastic idea for the garden, makes it so much easier.